Right. Worldwide. Powered by Gyroscope Media Group, LLC.
GS Radio, the best internet radio station worldwide. Providing the best in music and talk shows. Go to www.gsradionj.com and check out the best internet station in the world. You're listening to GS Radio Internet Radio Station powered by GMG LLC.
Soulful House Nation coming to you live from the 8th floor. Wow. Wow, ladies and gentlemen. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. We have a great show lined up for you. Oh my goodness. Listen to me. I'm going to do a quick overview of what we're going to do here. Then after that, as you know, after this show, we're going to follow up with the Shazam Free Zone. So here we go. Just a quick recap. Last time we were on was just before the fourth holiday. What we did was we had a little conversation about the new release from Beyonce and Drake. We talked about was that house music and different opinions around it. We also talked about should we change certain songs from R&B into house, and we just had a good time. So we had a little fun with that. Now, then this week we're gonna play the hottest song according to Track Source. In the Soulful House category. We're going to talk about the stuff that's coming, just some of the updates and stuff. Then we're going to have an old school song, and then we're going to have our special guest, TAANA Gardner. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, line up, take a ticket. It's going to be another one of those great interviews here. We're going to play a couple songs here. We're going to do the interview. We're going to play that, and then we're going to go into our show there. So ladies and gentlemen, Chuck, if you're ready, can you play the number one song according to Track Source and the Soulful House category? It is called Found My Light. It's Imani, and it's at Jazz Remix. TAANA, we need your video. Hit us up. All right. Chuck?
shining over me. Want to make you proud.
Get ready, ladies and gentlemen. DJ Dan, Soulful House Nation, coming to you live from the 8th floor. Whew, we're here. So listen, let's just talk about this weekend and just a few things that are happening. Then we're going to bring our special guest. Well, first of all, what a weekend. What a weekend. Hopefully you had a great 4th of July. Our special guest today, as you know, is TAANA Gardner. Then next week, we're going to have Kenny Obian. Woo! Then the following week, we're going to have on July 25th, we're going to have Guy Flash. And then August 1st, we're going to have Merlin Bob. So we got a very big lineup for you. Now, also, just want to give out there's some birthdays here that I just want to take a moment to acknowledge. I want to acknowledge the birthday for DJ Tab today, also Shalene Rance Wilson, who is one of our Chivettes. Woo! Okay. Then also Roberto Gooden had a birthday. Orlando Green is a buddy of mine from college, has a birthday today. Queen Anne Terry has a birthday this week. Also, too, we have Coffee Page the Floritress had a birthday. Terrence T. Smooth had a birthday. Momo TV had a birthday. Anthony Smith of Lincoln Park had a birthday. On the sad news front, I lost a long-time DJ friend, Greg Evans. You know, he had suffered a long time, and then the Lord took him home. Some new music. Okay. Got some new stuff coming. Not released yet, but it's going to be coming from Carmen Brown, the real Carmen Brown, who, by the way, is the person who helped make the connection between me and TAANA and her manager. So big shout out to Carmen Brown. Then also to AJ, and Jason just posted that he's got a remix on Break My Soul. He's got a couple remixes, the Beyonce track. And also Terry Hunter did a remix on it. Now here's what's interesting. There's a lot of back and forth about whether it's house or not house and all this kind of stuff, but it's out there, it's happening. Okay, now, here's a couple of things you should be aware. I just want to give just a big acknowledgement to Chris Nelson. Chris Nelson is the lead person for Citizens Going Forward, and they had a ceremony to honor people who had served with them and also help in the community. If you don't know, they do a lot of good in the community. They're doing an annual festival in Montano Park in Elizabeth, but they also do other goodwill things like work with seniors, give food and give clothing to the homeless, do stuff with the younger folks. So they're very, very active, and just big shout out with them. Okay, then July 9th and 10th, Blazing. July 9th, Roselle Park. Hey, got to give a big shout out to Wally B, who headed up the thing. Henry Gibson, Henny G, brought in the B sound system. The sound was blazing, devastating. Then all the DJs that performed and did their thing. Then also I want to give a big shout out to Aaron K. Gray. Aaron K. Gray is the first artist ever performed at the Roselle event. So that happened. And then also just to give a big shout out to the town of Roselle for putting on the event and hosting this event. So it was a very, very big day. I also want to give a big thank you to Momo, who was there. And I'm not going to say unfortunately, because I was making money on Saturday. So I wasn't there, but thanks to Momo and other people who put up lives, I was able to at least get the flavor of it. Certainly not the feel of being there, but the flavor of it. Then also you come back to Soul Summit, which was yesterday in New York, Brooklyn. Now, I got to tell you something. again, I want to go back to Momo and the people who did the lives. You got to know that that's a big thing because a lot of times we cannot make events, and the fact that you're doing the lives is a real plus for us because we get a chance to kind of feel it and almost be there. You know, they say long distance is the next best thing to being there. Well, doing a live and watching a live is the next best thing to being there. So that happened. Then, I'm even going to tell you my Soul Summit story. Maybe another time if we have time. Now, a few other things that you should know that are happening. Kareem the Entertainer had an event in Weequahic Park also on the 10th. Today, Arlington Park, Jersey City, on Monday night. Tuesday, Irvington, Quan SMB Entertainment. The big deal, you have Jihad Muhammad, and it's going to be playing on tomorrow, so you know. I don't have to tell you how big that is. Frankie Paradise on the 16th, Commodore Barry Park. Bang the Drum, Jihad Muhammad, Anane Vega, DJ Beloved, and Patrick Wilson. It's going to be in Mulberry in Newark. That's on the 16th. Then, oh my goodness. The 23rd, Antoine Quan friends. They're going to be at the E Hotel. They're going to be Wave. And then July 30th is going to be DJ Chillax and SMB are going to do a weekender. That's going to be, that production is going to be, they're going to be putting together, put a destination trip to Philly. And it's going to be birthday for Lady Alma. That's going to be there, and they're going to do a weekender.
Hello?
You
muted me because no, I unmuted because I know he muted you.
So, yeah.
Me.
Okay, so
You want to talk? When I don't get up. TAANA, could you,
Yeah, we're here, yeah. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot of stuff going on. Also, I know on July 30th that they're going to be doing something in Asbury Park. I am hoping to get some information. Somebody's going to send us information. If you have information, send us to Joy. What I do know is that DJ Marcus Alonso will be on the ticket. I also know that Momo will be on the ticket. She'll be hosting. And then there's some other people. So that's what I have. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Cha, can you play the old school song today? The old school song? And then we're going to bring on our special guest, TAANA Gardner. Cha, hit a few notes only because, you know, Facebook has this nasty little habit of shutting us down and muting us out. So, can you just play a little bit of it? Get ready, ladies and gentlemen. DJ Dan with SOULFULHOUSE Nation coming to you live from the 8th floor. Ladies and gentlemen, we have TAANA Gardner. Everybody go, yeah! Woo! Woo! TAANA, it's so good to see you. You're on mute. You're on mute, so you got to unmute yourself. Yeah. You're on mute. Yeah. Okay, here we go. All right. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm super excited. We have TAANA Gardner. And you know what's so exciting about this, too, is that like you, like me, many of you have already sweat to her music for years and years and years. It's still a classic. So let's just start off with the easy stuff. TAANA, first of all, how are you? Can you hear me? Okay, I don't think she can hear me. Can you hear me? Tana, can you hear me? Uh-oh, I don't think she can hear me. Okay. Tana, can you hear me? Turn your volume. Okay. Okay, hang on 1 minute. I'm going to send her okay. Uh-huh. I don't think she can hear me. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. This is always exciting. Uh-huh.
He said something.
There we go. I hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I see. Okay, she's got to turn her volume up.
Lipstick already. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Something Davey sent me something.
Okay. Yeah.
Davey said, turn volume up.
Yeah, we can't.
I don't know how they can't hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Okay, David.
Can you hear me?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
What's up? Okay.
Can you hear me?
Hello, baby. Can you hear me now?
We can hear you, but can you hear me?
Hello, hello.
Okay.
Hallelujah.
Can you?
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
How
we can
about
hear
now?
you. Yes, we can hear you, but you can't hear us. I'm in the mic. You can't hear
Can
us?
you hear me?
Okay.
Can you see me?
Okay.
Come on, let's have some fun, Dave.
Okay. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Baby.
We can hear. Okay, I'm sending her a note. We can hear her. This is always exciting, ladies and gentlemen. This is
Why
what
you
happens.
can't hear me?
You can't hear me.
Every 1 week, something.
Okay. Okay.
Am I doing something wrong? Okay, I know. Okay,
Yeah.
so what do I do?
Now.
Just sit here and look good? Just
We can see you and hear you.
say now they can hear me, but now I can't hear them. Oh,
So you can turn
that's
your
all right.
volume up. Hey, listen. Why don't you go out and come back in and see if that works?
Man, we got some prayers today.
So this is always exciting. When you go live, this is some of
We're
the
gonna
stuff
do that one
happens.
weekend.
Go ahead
Prayers.
and come back in.
Girl, this house looks funky. I had so many credits. My neighbors, I know this is somebody died up in here. Okay, do I push? Look at this, Kia.
Yeah.
This says something here. Read this. Okay, baby? Because I think I'm supposed to push something else.
Okay. Yeah,
Let's
you
see.
turn the volume, or you should be able to hear me. Okay. Jock, can you hear me? Dave, can you hear me?
Oh, that's something about like for recycling.
Shout,
Jock, can
please.
you hear me? Dave, can you hear me?
Okay, for
I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm hearing something.
For some reason or other, she can't
Me
hear
too.
us, so probably.
Could you guys hear us?
Comes back in, then maybe we can get it like.
I can't hear them.
Hello?
Hey, hi, we can hear you. Need a little
Sure, if he
louder.
wasn't here,
Let me see. Let
it
me
would
go
be.
to
Oh, look.
settings.
Oh, there it is.
Uh-oh.
You passed it.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe turn your
Oh,
ear part up.
Volume,
The ear part up.
brightness,
Yep.
zoom, back to zoom, and play.
Okay.
Hit play.
Okay.
Yeah, make Alexa.
David, turn on your phone speaker.
Okay. Hello?
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
There you go.
If Kia wasn't here, this would be a wrap.
Can you hear me now?
I'll be crying. Oh Lord. You have to send the paramedics. I'll be so upset that I got up for nothing.
Okay, how about
Hi everybody. I don't see nobody but my gorgeous face. When am I gonna see you?
Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Turn the speaker up.
Yeah, on the phone.
Yeah.
Can you hear us now?
I gotta turn it up a little more.
Okay.
Okay, baby.
You want more on me?
No.
All righty.
Oh, you still feeding her strawberries, and I told you I wanted to do it myself.
Okay. Can you hear us? You can't hear us. Yeah, so
I can hear you, but very slightly.
okay.
Kia.
How about okay, you can hear me now? Okay. How about now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Turn off.
Can you hear me?
Turn off TV.
Okay.
Where's the remote?
Okay.
TV's not on. There's the remote.
Okay.
You want maybe turn off the air conditioner? Maybe.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Very
Yes,
clear.
I hear you very clear.
Okay, now we can hear you.
Okay, excelente.
Okay, there we go.
But I can't see nobody.
Okay, I'm here. I'm here.
I don't see you.
Yeah, I'm here. We see you. You see me now? See me
Nope.
waving? Okay. All right. Well, listen.
Yes.
First, Tana, let's start off with the easy stuff and just tell us a little bit about you.
Okay, can you turn that ear off? Thank you. A little bit about me.
Mm-hmm.
What's there to know? I know one thing, that I was number one in the most sampled artists. Heartbeat was number one in the most sampled artists. And then it was James Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Never dreamt I would have any comparison to the great James Brown.
Mm-hmm.
But I heard the other day my kids found some type of humor in letting me know I'm number two now. But I'll take it.
All right.
I'll take
Now,
two.
where are you from originally?
I was born in Newark, New Jersey,
Bricks. Uh-huh.
and I was raised in Westfield, New Jersey.
Okay.
And it was like an all white city with my little brown face.
Mm-hmm.
And but it was an excellent education I got there. My parents wanted me to strive for greatness, and they were hard on me. Hard. But it made me a better person. The things that used to make my skin crawl, that they would push me to learn, I thought they were being mean to me, but I realized that it was preparing me for the journeys that I had ahead of me. They always wanted me to learn how to how to get from one place to another. You know, everybody uses GPS now, but they wanted me to make my brain a map. So they knew I was leaving my parents knew that I would go many places all over the world, and they wanted me to have this brain that I would be able to go from one place to the other and go back just from my memory. My brain is a map. And I thought they were the most evil people on the planet until you're sitting up in Germany in the middle of a farm and you need to know how you're going to get to the concert that they've been advertising you at. So I thank God for my parents.
How did you get into music?
Well, my mother sang and played the piano. That whole side of the family, they all sang. My mother sang and played piano. My grandmother, who just passed at 103, she was a professional opera singer. So she started training me since I was 5 to sing opera. She wasn't happy that I went into, I never consider myself a disco artist. I always feel like, you know, I think I was more R&B and house then before house was even known. I never felt like a disco artist. So that was, you know, me and Kenny used to fight about that. He said, TAANA, they don't understand what you're saying. I said, I don't care if they don't understand what I'm saying. I'm not a disco artist. I came up in the disco time and I crossed over, but I've never been a disco artist.
Right.
And my kids, when they want to piss me off, they said, well, you're a disco artist. That's why you don't understand hip hop. I was like, hip hop would have never been if there wasn't a TAANA Gardner.
Wow.
So
well, how about early music influences?
Early music as a child?
Yeah, like some of the people that you listened to coming up and
Miriam Makeba, Mama Africa. You know, I learned her songs. My parents, you know, made me learn those songs, and you know, Dionne Warwick, and you know, I was doing all that kind of stuff. I was learning all these songs phonetically, even though I didn't speak the language, but I learned them, the words and the rhythms and the clicking and all that. You know, Nina Simone, of course, and things like that. I as a child, but I had so many singers that were in my family to look up to, that were expert singers, writers, and things like that. And I always thought I would be an actress, because the first time I ever stepped on a stage, it was at Lincoln Center, and I was starring in a play called Land of the Egyptians.
Oh, wow.
And that happened like, there was a girl that was supposed to play the part. She moved away. I learned the whole script in one night.
Wow.
And before I knew it, I had the leading role in the play. So my debut ever on stage, you know, school stuff I did, but ever like really something, meat and potatoes, was at Lincoln Center at 11 years old.
Wow. Now, when you mentioned Miriam Makeba, Nina Simone, those are not, say, the typical artists that you might hear for someone who had a monster hit like you did. Now, how did you make that transition from what you were learning as a kid into, like, hey, they threw you into you made it in the club scene, and then all the stuff that, like it or not, they threw you onto the disco scene too. How did that transition happen?
Believe it or not, it was Christmas. No, not Christmas. It was Thanksgiving, 1978. And there was a woman that was supposed to sing "Work That Body."
Oh, okay.
And she got sick. I get a phone call, and it's like, TAANA, do you think you can come to New York and do this session? was like, yes.
Okay.
Yes. And and the strangest thing about that was when I was 14 years old, I met Crown Heights Affair. I went to a show. Somehow or another, I don't know how I got backstage. And I was sitting, like it was at the high school. And I was sitting in this room and I was just singing because I always sang all the time. I drove my family crazy. I was sitting backstage and I was just singing. And Ray Reid came in and he was like, "What's your name?" And I told him, and we was singing. He said, "You can sing." I said, "Thank you." He said, "We're gonna produce you."
Okay.
I said, "Don't talk to me like that if you're not really gonna do it." Just, don't lie to me. And I gave them my phone number and they never, ever called me, right? So here it is, Thanksgiving Day. I'm going into the studio. It was called Blank Tapes. And I go in to work with Kenton Nix. And guess who did all the music to the tracks? Crown Heights Affair. They wanted to eat their own faces off. I said, revenge is a bitch, ain't it? I mean, till the day Raymond died, he was pissed off at himself. But we became Raymond and Ray Reid and Anderson, they were pissed with themselves for years. And they had big hits like, what was the name?
Dreaming a Dream was one of the biggest.
No, I'm talking about the artists that they produced.
Okay, gotcha.
Searching to find the one.
Oh, really?
I hear music in the street.
Yeah.
Can't you hear the funkin' beat? And I get down, I get down. Or I'll do anything for you. I'll give the world to you if you want me to. I'm telling you, that is music. That is substance. And I was surrounded with people like that once I got started. But till Raymond's dying day, he was pissed with himself. But the beauty of it is that he realized that I was more than just a singer. He realized I could write and produce. And so he started calling me in the middle of the night when he got stuck. He's like, "Tom, I can't figure out what the next verse is." I said, "Play it for me." And he played, and I just tell him, "Just write it down as I say it, because I ain't going to remember it." And he would write it down. And so much stuff I need to have my credits on, he didn't give it to me. But that's all right. I loved him to pieces. And William Anderson, him and I are like this.
Wow.
He's my brother, but they're all Crown Heights people, Donnie Linton. I'm a graduate of the Donnie Linton University. Because, honey, when he teaches you, you know the business. And you know when you get in business.
Okay.
A double entendre, TAANA.
Now, Well, listen, you were there from the beginning, and a lot of your music is sampled. It's still sampled, whether you're talking about Hot Stepper, whether you're talking about Buddy Remix. I mean, I could go on. So where do you see, as a person who's been in this style of music, the club music, the dance music, the house music from the door, where do you see the thing headed from your perspective?
Where do I see what for happening?
Where do you see the club, the house music headed? You were in from the door when it's all started. Where do you see all this headed?
Today?
Yes. What's your
I actually, I'm going to tell you the truth. During the pandemic, I got to really, really, study different artists and music and things of that sort. And, sometimes I got a little, I met up with a couple of rappers and, I met up with a couple of because I'm used to the real ones, like Curtis Blow and, I like, there's so many, I can't even ramble them off. I should have wrote it down. But, I like real rappers, Tupac, Biggie.
Okay.
I mean, they move me. They make my stomach, my liver quiver when I hear them, But there's some of these dudes out here, they don't have any sense, no kind of sense. Walking around here stupid. They don't make my heart beat. But but now there are artists that are coming out, even rappers that are coming out, and they are really touching on the real essence of what we need to express as a people.
Okay.
And I can't remember this man's name right now, but I see his face. Mm-hmm. And this man, he just, he's just giving back. He's making and he's giving back. Even T.I. or is I.T.?
T.I.
T.I.
Uh-huh.
That's my boo.
Mm-hmm.
He's my boo.
Okay.
I mean, he ain't never met me, but that's my boo. Mm-hmm. I mean, I just love him, and I've also, but I'm like, I guess I'm older now. And so I'm, I didn't really want to sing for a while because I was just being disgusted by the things that were going on the radio. And then I heard Alice Smith.
Okay.
And she invoked something in my spirit that wanted me to sing again. That woman has so much. I don't know if she even knows it, but it just, something comes over her. And I just feel like, Nina Simone and who else was it I was thinking when I hear her? I hear Jimi Hendrix and people of that character coming out of this child's mouth. And she just, she haunts me, and she's just herself. I don't think you can categorize her. And that's what I always wanted to be like. And, these younger women coming into they just do them. Back then you had to do what was happening so you could get heard, so they'll spin your record, and then maybe later on you could go and do things that, you really like. That's how the record labels, they told you what they liked and what they wanted from you. And now these artists today, they are doing them. They are, I love it. I love it. And I love that I lived long enough to see it go back.
Right.
Well,
Well,
go on.
Yeah, I'm sorry for interrupting you. I just got excited for a minute. But you know what? A big part of that is social media, because now let's say if I'm an artist, whether I can sing or not sing, or whether I'm for this label or not, I really don't have to wait till they anoint and appoint you. You can just create your own lane. So that is absolutely wonderful. Now, some people complain, there's a lot of garbage out there. Well, maybe, that's a personal opinion, but, there are people who will hear your voice and it will be right for them. And you're right. Before, you really didn't have a shot at that. You had like a few outlets that you could get through, and everybody had to squeeze through those little peepholes. And if you couldn't squeeze that peephole, you were out. That's it. And now you can make your own way. So I'm more than 1,000% agreeing with you on that.
Let me tell you.
I
got some things in the oven and on the back burning.
Okay.
That's gonna blow up.
Okay.
It can't do, because the combination with me and these people that I'm working with, it is going So it's fire.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, I have grandchildren. I can't believe it.
Okay.
and it's so cute. It's so cute. Here we go. Heartbeat, come on. They go, heartbeat. Heartbeat. I said, I'm gonna put this one. I'm gonna put a guitar in this one's hand. I'm gonna put a piano in front of this one. Because this one, these two, they gonna work it. I said, I let my children, my 3 children, I let them decide what they wanted to be.
Right.
What they wanted to do. I ain't letting these do. I ain't letting my grandkids. They ain't got no choice. It's music.
Okay.
I saw it didn't work that way. So this time, my grandsons, you gonna hear them happy. You gonna hear them. It's Marcus and Adonis.
Okay.
They are going to be
really?
huge. They're only 2 and 3.
Okay. Got to start somewhere. Hey, if you start
That's
now,
right.
it becomes a way of life.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, let's go back to Heartbeat. That
Yes.
was a smash. It's still, you can still play it and still things pop. Here's my question. How did that come about?
Sitting on the front porch up in Brooklyn.
Okay. Talk to us about the
At the
story
Nick's
about
house.
Heartbeat.
Huh?
I said, tell us the story about Heartbeat, how that came
Heartbeat
about.
started sitting on the porch in Brooklyn.
Okay. And
Kent started doing something, telling me to sing this and sing that and listen to this and listen to that. And I was like, okay. Because West End was about to drop me, right?
okay.
They would have been some sad suckers if they did. I kind of wish they did before, just so I could rub it in their faces. But, work that body. It made noise and went gold, And also, I would like to say, before I say anything else, I am not a one-hit wonder.
Right.
Okay, because I've heard a couple of interviews from some people on the radio that I was a one-hit wonder, and you need to do your homework before you open your mouth.
Right.
I am not. I've got 2 gold and 2 platinums. Don't play with me.
All right now.
Okay, Heart, Work That Body came out first. When You Touch Me.
When You Touch Me, which is a
and
slower
Heartbeat.
Song. Right.
Huh?
I said it's a slower song.
Yes. When You Touch Me starts slow.
Right.
And then it goes, ain't nothing above it.
Yeah,
Oh, how I love it. It makes me feel alive. Makes me burn inside. Makes me rock and roll. But anyway, and then I really did No Frills first.
Okay.
And then I did Heartbeat.
Really? Okay.
But see, No Frills should have come out first.
Okay.
Because it would have been a great big hit for me. But because Heartbeat came out, they said, no, we just want to blow them up with Heartbeat. But see, for my career, No Frills would have been a nice hit. And then Heartbeat, it would have been boom, made in the shade. But I'm not complaining. God is the ruler of my life.
Right.
And it still plays. It still plays.
That's my makeup artist. She's my rah-rah. Okay. She's my rah-rah, honey. Whenever I feel sad, she takes me out of it. But, Heartbeat almost didn't make it, though.
But now you wrote Heartbeat?
No, me and Kenton.
Kenton. Okay. Now,
yes,
so
Kenton Nicks.
Kenton
he
Nicks,
did
right.
it all mostly. And then we get in the studio, he let me have my room. He let me, have room.
Okay.
To, be expressive. Let TAANA Gardner be expressive, which some of the times we would just go in the studio and he would say the words in my ear and I would sing it. So I was his master interpreter,
Okay.
you know? And so that's why everything him and I did was really, really good, because I understood him and I knew how to interpret what he was feeling.
So now, okay, so you got this song. You go in the studio. It's I don't know. Maybe it feels like a regular day. Maybe you have something special. What did you know you had this monster hit on your hand when you left that studio, or did you just think it was another day
Not
at
the
the
first,
office?
not the first take.
Okay.
You know, I was just, it was like a rough draft.
Mm-hmm.
And the strange thing is that I really didn't practice when I got home the song.
Okay.
But the spirit came up over me when I went back to the studio. And before I closed my eyes and I just let it rip. And then I opened my eyes at one point. Everybody was dancing on the ceiling.
Okay.
Because I closed my eyes while I'm singing in the studio.
Okay.
When I peeked through my eyes, everybody was dancing on the ceiling in the studio. I said, I think I just put my soul on this. I think I put my heart and soul on tape.
Wow.
And that's why it was my heart and my soul that went on that record. I had just become a born again Christian.
Okay.
So my spirit was just so high and full. And when I got there, I sang that song to the one and only up above, Jesus Christ.
Wow.
And that's what it was. And by me putting that spirit and that soul, it just resonates all the time without a doubt. But heartbeat people almost slapped heartbeat because it was so many beats slower than what stuff that was hitting then.
Right.
People, it would clear the dance floor.
Okay.
I would be at clubs and see the club, everybody sit down. And Kitten and I would get up and dance. And then when Frankie Crocker.
Oh, okay.
Frankie Crocker. You remember him?
Oh, yes.
Frankie Crocker played it. It was done.
Okay. Wow.
That was it.
Wow.
That was it.
Well, he was one that broke a lot of music, and he
broke Worked Out Body.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, and a lot of times it's taking that, like, if you have sometimes you can do something and then maybe you don't get the response you're looking for, and you go, it can be disheartening. And especially if you're talking about clearing the floor. And now Frankie Crocker hears it and he says, wait a minute. And he puts it on, and now they come back and you go, wait a minute. See, I knew it. How did you feel? How did you feel when all of a sudden it was like, oh my goodness, thing is blowing up.
I didn't know it. I didn't know it was blowing up.
Okay.
I didn't know it. I don't listen to much radio.
Okay.
You know, especially then. I don't know why, you know, but now I realize that made me not mimic other people, you know, because sometimes you get something in your ear.
Right.
And you, so I didn't listen to much. I didn't realize how much they were playing it. But then I got this gig. And I got to the gig. I was flawless, of course. I walked out.
Of course.
I walked out on that stage. I didn't even have to sing. I said, how do these people know this song? I had no idea it had blew up so much on the radio.
Wow.
I mean, it was they were turning people away at the door.
Wow. That must have been a real feeling of redemption again. You go in
Uh-huh.
and you watch. It's like, wait a minute. I know this is a great song, and it's like, what's up with that? I did Work That Body. I had others, and it's like, I know this is hot. What's up with them? And you're like, and then all of a sudden this thing takes off. It's
Frankie played it and it was done. And then Larry,
yes, Larry Levan. On West End.
even like Work That Body,
Mm-hmm.
Larry had the tracks and he was just playing Work That Body, just the instrumental and with no vocals.
Right.
So the night I went to sing Work That Body. Kenton is singing. He's saying the words in my ear,
Okay.
and I'm singing it. This is the first time, him and I were in the studio, and we what is it? So after that, he did a rough mix, and then Larry started playing the music to Work That Body, and everybody went out there. And they were dancing. And then when I said, you got me stomping, got me pumping, you got me jumping. Wild. They started screaming. It's so enhancing, now I'm prancing, it's got me dancing. They went wild. Work That Body. They went wild. It was like, they loved Work That Body, just the music. It moves you.
Right.
But now, I told them what they were feeling when they heard the music. And that was, and the first time at the garage was a night I will always remember. Because, I've been in theater, I've been doing this and that. But the night I walked onto the stage when I, with Work That Body, I've always been a misfit. I always knew what I was going to do. I always learned everybody's song, this, that, and the other. I had a little 45 record player, everything. And but the day I stepped on that stage and that hot pink and black stripe, what do you call them things? Them little bodysuits?
Okay.
No, they called, come on, Kia. The little
One Piece.
one piece, yes. Oh,
Jumpsuit?
when I walked out there,
Okay, now.
that was it.
Okay.
I was home. I was home.
Wow.
I didn't know what home was until I stepped out on that stage. I said, oh my God, I'm home.
Wow.
I didn't know what I was looking for, but I found it the night I stepped on that stage at the garage. I was home.
Wow.
I was a misfit, and I was in a room with a bunch of misfits, and we loved each other, and it was awesome.
Wow. Well, you also done a lot of stuff, and you work with a lot of people like Kool and the Gang people, right? So, talk to us about some of the stuff you've done with other artists too, that a lot of people didn't really know or didn't check for.
Oh, I went on the road with them. Went on the road with them, which was great. And, sharpened my chops. But I do remember, I don't know if I should say this might start trouble.
Uh-oh.
I don't know.
Listen.
I remember 2020 was a club that Ashford and Simpson had before this one over there. What's it called? Sugar Bar. They had but they had a club called 2020, and I went there one night, and Jennifer Holliday was performing, but Valerie saw me coming in, which I had no idea she would even know who I was, and she had her someone come get me and my husband and bring us and seat us at her table.
Oh, wow.
And I'm wondering, am I hallucinating here? And sitting at the table with her was Roberta Flack.
Really? Wow.
And I'm sitting there. Now Valerie called me TAANA Fields. I said, right string, wrong yo-yo. It's Gardner. And so Roberta says, I've heard you sing before. I said, Miss Flack, you don't have to lie to me. She said, I'm going to tell you how much I know about you. She said, you sang Home before you sang Heartbeat on the road. And I think if Miss Mills ever heard you sing it, she won't sing it no more.
Okay, now.
I said, oh, honey, you have been to my show. I know I'm getting in trouble for that one. Ooh, that's not. But hey, that came out of her mouth, not mine.
I got you.
And then I realized that her and People Bryson are very good friends.
Right.
And that's where she was backstage with him, and that's how she overheard me. So I said, oh, she know me. There's so many things that happened throughout my life, like me and Mary Wilson.
Okay.
I met her. She's been an idol, of course. I had a job. I would save up enough money to go hit the matinee on Wednesdays. I would skip school to go see Dreamgirls.
Okay.
And I always, but I actually met Mary Wilson. I was at a fundraiser with Isaac Hayes. And Mary, I was like in the back of the audience. Mary taps me on the shoulder. And I turn around and look at her. And I feel like I'm in Coming to America. There's a queen in my, tap me on my shoulder. She said, come here. I said, okay. And I follow behind her. We go in the dressing room. She said, I want you to make sure this hat don't fall off. She had on the most flawless white suit. This white suit is like the white suit you saw Angela Bassett wearing in What's Love Got to Do with It?
Okay.
When she whooped, what's his name? Ike Turner's behind. And this suit was flawless. And she said, okay. She had no idea who she had tapped on the shoulder because, honey, I had everything from a needle to a knife in my pocketbook. I got everything. I don't know. That's why my shoulder hangs more to the left and the right. Because my pocketbook has torn my shoulders up. But I had her in that room, and honey, I was swinging and kicking and talking and tucking. I said, this hat will not come off. And she was, and then her adopted son called me when she passed away that night.
Wow. He
had no idea that I had met his mother. And he said, TAANA, they want to induct my mother into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. She had an album out she had finished in 1979, but she never released it. Okay. So now they want to induct this album to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Wow. And there's everybody from Elton John, all the Beatles, et cetera, et cetera. And he calls me. And he never knew that story about me and Mary. He just wanted me to say something. And I told him that story. So I got into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame through the back door. God is good and awesome. And it was such an honor It was such an honor for me to do that also. At 4 o'clock in the morning, he said, "Tanya, you got to do it, and it can only be 90 seconds."
Okay.
I'm telling you, I look a hot mess. I think I glued one of my eyes. I put my eyelash on. One of my eyes was glued to the other one. But I did it.
Okay.
I'm in there. Vanity was not in my name that night, that morning. Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this. Are there any artists or producers that you would like to work with?
Ooh, thank you for saying that.
Okay.
It would be a dream
Okay.
come true if I could work with Donald Lawrence.
Okay.
I fear not, for I know ye seek Jesus who was crucified. He is not here. I want to do something with Donald. Can you hear me? I'll be available. I don't care where, when. I just want to work with him one time. Just one time. I'm worth it. And it would be one of the biggest blessings in many years for me to work with him.
How do you feel about taking some of your tracks and some of the stuff some of your previous hits and putting a house music beat on some of them? For example, Heartbeat, or to give it a little.
Say that a little louder.
How do you feel about remixing some of your tracks and put a house beat on it? For example, like Heartbeat, or even Work That Body, or something like that. No Frills. How do you feel about that, remixing, retouching, to use some of the words that people use when they take your music apart and put it back together in another way? How do you feel about that?
I don't mind that, but I had one of my really closest best friends. I met him when I was 14 years old. Is Harry Ray from The Moments. Ray Goodman and Brown.
Ray Goodman and Brown.
And Harry says, "Why mess with perfection?"
Okay, all right. I
don't mind that, but that's what he always taught me. He said, "Tanya, whenever you sing a song," he said, "you always change it. But the song has already been a hit. So what more can you do to it?" And he's like, he gave me voice lessons, People who need people are the luckiest people in the world. He said, "Now put sand on that." I'm like, "What's sand?" And that the sand is people who need people are the luckiest people in the world. So, yeah, I had voice lessons from the greats. Okay. The greats. Wow. Yes.
Now,
I mean, Harry. I hung out with Eddie Kendricks.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Curtis Mayfield. They were some wild childs. But I was always the calm one. I would be the driver.
Okay.
I would be the driver. And Harry, I was his baby sister as far as he's concerned. So nobody could talk to me anywhere we went. They don't want nobody, nothing. Leave her alone. That's my sister. Because we lived in the same town. We lived in Westfield.
Oh, okay, got you.
And I would pick at him whenever I saw him at the local A&P. I said, "Harry Ray?" He says, "Yes." I said, "One day you'll be opening for me."
All right.
And he went home and told his wife. He said, "The cutest little evil black girl come talking about I'm going to open for her." And guess what happened?
You did?
He did. You got to speak these things into your existence,
Yes.
Ooh, Lord have mercy. Wait a minute.
How about the biggest lessons? Any big lessons you've learned along the way?
Never stop.
Okay. Never stop.
Never stop.
Mm-hmm.
Never stop. I miss I miss so much time, and that, you know, and I should have just kept working, irregardless. You know, kept recording.
Wow.
And, you know, I know sometimes a lot of artists, especially in my day, they didn't get paid.
Okay.
And so if you don't get paid, you stop doing it. But if you keep working at it and you start handling your business and speaking truth, don't stop. Keep working. Keep working. That's all I can say. Don't stop. But educate yourself most of all.
Okay.
You shouldn't even come and get into the music business without learning how to read and execute and what is the word I'm looking for? You got to learn legal language. You've got to learn it.
Wow.
That's what, you know, before you sing one note anywhere,
learn the language.
you need to go and take some lessons on, you know, educate yourself. Go to college.
Okay. Wow. What's on the horizon for TAANA Gardner? I know you said you guys have some things you're working on. What can you share with us? Put it that way.
I'm working with Kenton Nix, Cedric Guy, and Donald Lawrence.
Okay, now.
I'm speaking it into my existence. Me and my kids, we used to run around the house. I would say, if you don't get your homework done in 3 hours, I will knock you out. Well, I'm telling you, you don't clean your room, I will knock you out. So, yeah.
Any final
now,
thoughts?
remember, I said it here.
Okay, so it's on record now. Any final thoughts, anything that you would like to share or highlight in closing?
If you want to reach me,
okay, great.
call me at Black Star Management. And wait a minute, something. What was that?
No, I'm saying it.
Just needed out to Donald Lawrence Management about you. Okay. It's Black Star Management. And I can't remember the phone number.
Okay.
What's the phone number?
Let me ask you a question. Is there a website, or if you type in Black Star Management, will it come up?
Yes, there is. You can go on Facebook, Instagram. You can reach them.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, I got to tell you, I've been looking forward to this for some time. When we first got the go-ahead, I want to thank Carmen Brown for helping us make the connection. And you gotta know what a special feeling it is from my standpoint as a person who, as a DJ, not only listened to your music but played your music, filled dance floors with it, also and played people who had sampled your music and filled dance floors with it. So I just want to say thank you. I'm humbled. This is a big deal for me. And listen, I just can't wait to see what else you come up with.
It's gonna smoke.
All right. Well, listen, I want to stay in that loop.
Okay.
I want to stay in that loop. Wow. Well, listen, hey, TAANA. Oh, by the way, too, I'm sure many other people made this mistake over the years, but I just want to clear it up because you helped me realize it. And I thought maybe it was just pronounced differently than it was said. It's TAANA, like rhymes with Donna, not Tanya.
That's right. TAANA is the name of a lake in Ethiopia.
Oh, wow.
It's the source of the River Nile.
Oh, I I did not know that.
And the River Nile is the only upstream river known to mankind. And the source is TAANA.
TAANA. Oh, wow. Okay.
And it is a river in Nigeria.
Okay. So now I know the whole thing. Now, this is fantastic. I also want to thank your manager, Dave, for really, really helping out. And he's been just I know he's a real asset to you. And I tell you what, I just felt his energy when I talked with him. And just, congratulations on that connection.
That's my brother.
Okay, now.
That's right. His wife and him, that's my brother and sister. That's family. So don't mess with them. Right. You'll see me with a switchblade in my teeth. I will cut you up about my peeps.
Okay.
They're my babies. Like, they need protection from me. But I'll get you before they will.
All right. Well, listen, thank you so much, for coming.
You're welcome.
Anytime. And again, anytime you have something, just keep us in the loop. We'll definitely talk about it, push it out there. Anything we can do to help, we're going to do it. So.
Right. Did I tell you about my show August 6th?
No, you did not.
In Brooklyn.
Okay. August 6th, tell us. Yeah, tell us.
Yeah, August 6th. Brooklyn. It's a block party.
Okay.
But you can go check on my Facebook page or my Instagram. I'll put the flyer up.
And send it to me too.
Okay. Not a problem.
So I can post it. We can put the information out there.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm gonna go and have me some fun.
All right. Well, I know everybody there will have a good time. TAANA, thanks again so much for coming out and hanging out. We're going to go into our Shazam free zone. We're going to play some songs, some old stuff, some new stuff, some current stuff, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Cha, can you take us out with this song that we found, that we just... Can you take us out with this song, and then we're going to go into the Shazam free zone, and ask you to go over to Twitch, because at Twitch, at least they don't mess with you until you're finished. How about that?
Okay.
Jack, are you ready? Okay. There you go. All right. This song, you may remember this song too here. Maybe you heard it once or twice before?
Maybe. Maybe. Maybe.
Maybe it's called Work That Body. Hey, TAANA, thank you so much for coming out and hanging us. God bless. Continue success. Again, keep us in the loop. We're happy to share, push your stuff, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I am DJ Dan with Soulful House Nation, coming to you live from the 8th floor. Get ready, get ready, get ready.